If you've been watching the Kansas City market and wondering what is actually going on right now, I want to give you a real, honest breakdown. No fluff, no hype, just what I'm actually seeing on the ground every single day working with buyers and sellers across the metro. So let's get into it. Here's where we are right now. The Kansas City market is still moving, but it has shifted. We're seeing more inventory than we've had in several years. Days on market are stretching out longer than what we got used to during the pandemic boom, and sellers who bought in 2022 at peak prices are finding it harder to get top dollar today. That doesn't mean the market is broken, it means it has rebalanced. And honestly, depending on which side of the transaction you're on, that can be really good news. Our median home price in the KC Metro is still holding up better than a lot of major markets across the country, which says a lot about the fundamentals here. But we're seeing price reductions happening more regularly, homes sitting longer if they aren't priced right, and buyers have more options and more negotiating power than they've had in years. Days on market have crept up. In some price points, I'm seeing 45, 60, even 70 plus days, which feels like a lifetime compared to a 7-day feeding frenzy we had a couple years ago. But here's the thing, this is actually closer to a normal, healthy market. We just forgot what normal felt like. Mortgage rates are still in the mid sixes, and that's been the biggest factor keeping some buyers on the sideline. But here's what I kept telling people. The buyers who are sitting and waiting for rates to drop to fives, the second that happens, everyone comes off the sidelines at the same time. Competition spikes and the negotiating power you have right now disappears overnight. We actually got a little glimpse of that earlier this year when rates dipped briefly, but they actively went back up almost immediately. So let me walk you through what I'm seeing neighborhood by neighborhood, because the market is not a one-size-fits-all. Where you are really matters quite a bit. The schools, Lee Summit R7, Lee Summit West are massive draws, and that demand doesn't go away just because rates are higher. People move their families for school districts, and Lee Summit has one of the best. Resale holds up well here. New construction communities like Hook Farms are active, and even with builder competition, the established neighborhoods in Lee Summit are moving consistently. If you're an investor looking for a rental market that stays occupied, Lee Summit should be on your radar. Next up, Overland Park and the broader southern Johnson County corridor. This is always going to be a top performer. The Blue Valley School District alone drives incredible, consistent demand. Terrybrook Farms, the communities near 175th and Highway 69, anything in that Blue Hawk corridor, those are holding value. The lifestyle and school combination is genuinely hard to replicate anywhere else in the metro, really. These aren't neighborhoods that go on sale very often, so if you're looking to buy in Blue Valley and you're finding more options and more negotiating room than you expected, take it seriously, because that window will not last forever. It's an interesting one right now because it's one of the most affordable entry points into Johnson County and still has an active new construction area. You get the Johnson County address, good schools, access to everything, and prices that are more attainable than Overland Park or Leawood. So for first-time homebuyers especially, Olathe keeps coming up as the sweet spot. The growth happening around that area, new businesses, infrastructure, continued development along the Highway 169 corridor, all of that is pointing in the right direction long term. Shawnee is also worth mentioning. It's one of the most underrated markets on the Kansas side right now. Median new construction prices are sitting around $445,000, which is significantly lower than comparable communities further south. And most of the builds still include full basements. For buyers who want new construction without stretching into the $600,000 and $700,000 price range, Shawnee keeps coming up at that value. Now, let me be real with you about where things are tougher, because I think that's just as important. If you're a seller competing directly with new construction in your same neighborhood or price range, that's a difficult position to be in right now. Builders are offering rate buydowns, closing cost credits, and incentive packages that pre-owned homes simply can't match dollar for dollar. If a buyer can get into a brand new home with $15,000 or $20,000 in building incentives and a bought down rate, they have to have a really compelling reason to choose your house instead, which means your pre-owned home needs to be priced right and show really, really well. The higher price point homes above $700,000 or $800,000 are also sitting longer across the board. The pool of buyers at that level is smaller, and those buyers are taking their time. If you're in that range and thinking about selling, pricing strategy and presentation are everything right now. And I'll say this about condos. Similar to what we're seeing nationally, the condo market in KC has more inventory and longer days on market than almost any other category. If you own a condo and you're thinking about selling, we need to have a very honest conversation about pricing and timing for those. So I want to take just a second on this because I think it matters. Kansas City keeps growing. People are relocating here from both coasts, from Chicago, from California. And when they get here, they are genuinely surprised by what their money gets them. You can buy a beautiful home in a great school district in Olathe or Lee Summit for what a starting starter condo in Denver costs, or maybe even Chicago. No state income tax in Kansas if you're on that side of the metro. A food scene, a sports culture, a lifestyle that punches way above its weight for a city this size. So we're hosting the FIFA World Cup this summer. 6 matches at Arrowhead Stadium, 650,000 visitors expected, $653 million in projected economic impact for the region. Kansas City is having a moment on the national stage, and the people who pay attention to where cities are headed, they are noticing. The West Bottoms is getting a $527 million redevelopment. The riverfront is being transformed with current landing. The 18th and Vine Jazz District is getting a $400 million reinvestment. The city is not standing still, and that matters for property values long term. If you're a buyer, this is genuinely one of the better windows we've had in years. More selection, more negotiating room, sellers who are more motivated than they were 2 years ago, and builders who are offering incentives they weren't offering when every home had 10 offers on it. The mistake I see buyers making right now, though, is waiting for rates to drop, waiting for prices to fall further. And here's the thing, when rates do drop, and they will eventually, all of those people waiting on the sidelines come out at the same time. Competition spikes overnight. The negotiating power you have right now is gone. We saw a preview exactly that earlier this year. Come in now, buy smart, refinance later when rates improve. That's the play here. And please, if you're looking at new construction, bring a realtor with you. The builder's agent represents the builder, not you. It doesn't cost you anything to have someone in your corner on the back end of the MLS making sure you actually know what comparable homes sold for, what incentives were included, and what the real number is. I've saved buyers real money in that seat, and I will do it for you too. If you're a seller, I'm going to be straight with you on this because that's what you need right now. You have two paths. You can price it correctly for today's market and position it to sell, or you can price it for the market of 2022 and watch it sit while buyers just scroll on past. The homes that are selling right now have one thing in common. They show like they're ready. Updated, clean, well-staged, priced right for what the market will actually bear today. I had a listing recently, fully updated, move-in ready, staged beautifully, and had strong showings. Activities were great and solid offers because it was positioned correctly. If your home needs work, you have two choices. Price it low enough that the value is obvious and a buyer sees the opportunity, or put in the work to get it showing ready before it hits the market. Half measures in the market don't get you there. Look, this is still a great market if you know how to navigate it. Kansas City is a great place to live. Values here are more stable than most of the country, and the long-term trajectory of this city is pointing up. Whether you're buying, selling, relocating here, or just trying to figure out what your home is worth today, I would love to be a resource for you. That's genuinely what I'm here for. I'm Kendall, a Kansas City area realtor with first-class real estate, and I work with buyers and sellers across the metro every single day. Olathe, Overland Park, Lee Summit, Shawnee, and everywhere in between. Link is in the description. DM me, comment below, or just reach out however is easiest. I always get back to you personally. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.